I think she really loves Wade and she tries to do right by him and puts boundaries up with KB, but I guess it's just an undeniable thing there between
Yeah.
them.
Thank you so much for joining. My name is Eddie from SF Film Chronicles, TV and film podcast. So yeah, thank you very much for gracing us with your presence. This is something I've been looking forward to for a very long time. Um, yeah, just to start off, I just want you to just give us a brief description about the season 3 of Blood and Water with just 3 words.
Oh my gosh, it's a lot. I don't know if I can summarize it in 3 words, but if I had to, pick three, I would say thrilling. There's a lot of suspense, this season. Okay, actually, let me say suspense, fun. I think there's still an element of like, the fun and the teenage part of it. And I guess things just get more dangerous this season.
Yeah, and and
Yeah,
and
so
and heartbreaking, I could say. Lots of heartbreaks.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, you can use so many words to describe the show. I mean, there's so many layers to it.
Yeah. And in terms of, you guys have a WhatsApp group, right? A Blood and Water WhatsApp group. Just a
We
bit of
do,
a
yes.
just a bit of a fun question. Who takes the longest to respond?
Uh, I don't, probably me. I don't know. It it depends. It depends. Like we don't really are not we're not active on the group all the time. It's just to wish each other happy birthday, or if we have plans. It really is just a technical thing, so we don't like have to message each and every single person. But it depends. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's Tavang, sometimes it's Natasha, sometimes it's Kosi. Like it really depends on what the message is.
Yeah. I spoke
But
to
that is so funny.
I spoke to
Huh?
Josie and she said that she thinks that you text the most.
Me?
Yes.
Kosi? No. I think I text her the most, but
Yeah.
on the group, guys, I'm hardly there actually.
Yeah. And okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
that's so funny.
in terms of what season 3, I mean, coming into the season, how are you feeling? And to a certain extent, did you feel any pressure? Because Blood and Water, I mean, you guys have set a standard so high, in with the past 2 seasons. So did you feel any sort of pressure coming to the season?
No. I think the pressure was quite on for season two because we didn't really know what we were gonna do, what we're getting ourselves into. Season three felt a bit more settling for me, I guess, because I knew the character, I knew the story. I kind of had an idea of where it was gonna go. So in terms of just like the outside pressure of the success of the show, I don't think about that too much. That's not something that I, go into, shooting the show thinking about. It's more like telling the story if I can pull it off and stuff like that. But I think the success of the show, I was not really worried about that.
Yeah. And for this season, what would you say for you is the main objective for your character?
Um, I guess redemption. I
Mm.
think she really tries to redeem herself. Um, But I guess we just see that all along, Puleng really was not trying to be messy. I know people think she's so messy and just wanted to stir drama for the sake of. And this season, we really see that, she's a very genuine person. And now that she has her sister, she kind of wants to remove herself from all of that. She's not interested in like investigating anymore. She kind of gets pulled back in to help someone out, like to help Vix find her dad. So I guess we kind of see her heart and she redeems herself a bit this season.
Yeah.
A lot actually.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and in terms of that, I mean, like, I just want you to give us a bit of a description of how you feel your character has grown throughout the seasons, from season 1 right up to season 3. Uh, have you, I mean, we obviously do witness a bit of some, character changes in that, but like, I just want you to
Yeah.
talk to us about that, yeah.
I think she's been through so much in the past 3 seasons, her life changed so much. And, she went through such a difficult and challenging thing, and most of it alone. She really didn't go to her parents to tell them what was happening. And I think that kind of shapes someone, that kind of makes anyone like different. And I would say with Puleng, the biggest change I've seen in her is just how she's allowing people in more, wanting to work with people more. I think before she just wanted to do everything by herself because she didn't trust anyone. And I guess now she's starting to trust. And obviously it's because, their friendships and relationships have grown over the seasons. But yeah, I would say, she's becoming more trusting with like letting others help her. And I was gonna say something else, but I completely forgot. Oh my gosh, I'll come back to it. Sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. You speak about parents parenting as well, and family. I know your character is very family oriented. I just want to
Yeah.
know at which point throughout season 3 did you feel most connected to your family?
Oh, I think from the beginning, this season we really see the Khumalo family as a family, because this big thing that was lingering over their lives about who Pume is has finally been solved. And she's back, and we kind of see the family coming back together. So I think throughout the season, there is that theme for Puleng, our family, and we see how important her family is to her, and we see how loving her family is. It's so crazy that like when this whole thing gets when Pume comes back, and how the family just comes back together. And like, I don't know, I think before it was so like everyone was so distant, and there was just like walls put up by everyone. And I think Pume coming back definitely broke that. What I was going to say about the other thing, I remember the answer, is I know Puleng is quite impulsive. We know her for that. She really trusts her instincts, and I think before in the previous seasons it was a very immature, like just listening to your gut. But I think that has like led her to so much, and I just see how much she has grown in trusting herself as well, with trusting her instincts and going for, what she thinks is right. And I've always admired that about her, is that she doesn't care what anyone says. She's just going to do what she thinks is right. The ends justify the means.
Um, yes, Puleng, like you said, Puleng's character trusts her instincts a lot. Um,
Hmm.
is something that's very interesting because there was someone on Twitter in season 2. They were like, Puleng should join like the SAPs and help South Africa solve our the corruption case and stuff. And I
Yeah.
absolutely agreed because I'm like, actually, like that's actually so true because you're very like hands-on, very investigative in that. I just want to know, like, how are you able to persuade the audience, with your aura to make it look so believable that with your investigation skills?
Sorry, please repeat that. The connection just went a bit.
Okay, how are you able to persuade the audience with your aura
Yeah.
for us to believe that you're so good with your investigation skills?
I don't think she's been that great in the past. She has gotten caught literally every single time she tries to like do something or like be investigative. I don't know if it's a matter of like convincing or like an aura. It, like I said, it's like it's her instinct. Like she just goes for something and she does it. And I think, it's so crazy how like our gut is like our biggest guide in the world as humans, our conscious, like we just have this thing of knowing, like we know, whether it's the universe or God, whatever you believe, but something deep down inside of you tells you, no, this doesn't feel right, or this should go this way. And I think as humans, like we, over time, we kind of condition ourselves to not listen to that inner voice, kind of shut it out. Like, oh no, I'm crazy. Oh no, this doesn't make sense. And I think Puleng follows it. She doesn't think two minds about it. She's like, okay, I'm just going to follow this feeling. So I think that kind of what makes her a good investigator. She doesn't leave any stone unturned, I guess.
Yeah. And what sort of research are you and the directors and writers doing in terms of that whole investigative part, because it does play a key role in season 3, and it does kind of get you in hot waters. So, you know, what kind of
Yeah.
research are you doing to kind of play detective in a way?
So, there's a lot of conversations that I've had with the directors, conversations I've had with most people about season 3, and not necessarily about the detective, but in terms of just how everything just, I just felt like she was so unstoppable in a way. I don't know if that makes sense. Like she was, it just didn't feel real for me. It felt like she was doing all of this and not feeling scared, and that didn't feel like that. It didn't feel like there was a human element to it. So I was speaking to the directors. I'm like, at what point does this girl actually sit down and be like, yo, this is a lot? I'm actually in a lot of danger here with everything that I'm doing. Like, when does she actually take a moment to realize what she's actually doing? You
Mm.
know? But in terms of like being a detective, and I don't know, actually, I don't really feel that Nancy Drew kind of Pink Panther a vibe from the show. I think it's literally just something that's driven on instinct.
Mm.
They're not investigators. I think they just want to take matters into their own hands because they see how the police are not, um, calling. There's, I don't want to give the story away,
Yeah.
but there's obviously, corruption within this, police system. So I think they just decide to take matters into their own hands because they just want justice.
Yeah. Now let's speak more about the drama at Parkhurst, because wow, I feel like there's a lot of juicy things happening there. You know, Principal Daniel.
Always.
Some
Oh my
people are
gosh.
there, but they're not there.
Exactly.
Not to give away too much. How do you feel that this season is tailored in order to keep the audience more engaged?
How do I feel about?
How the season is tailored in order to keep the audience more engaged?
In what way? Sorry.
So in terms of like what do you feel that in this season that's been done differently compared to previous seasons, and that's gonna get more people to be so hyped up and watch Blood and Water? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I feel like it's a good balance between the drama and the fun. I think if it was just too much of one, it would have been a bit like, okay, what about this? And I think in the previous seasons, like season 1 was literally just drama, drama, Puleng trying to find her sister. Season 2 was more about the teenagers and our lives and what was happening individually, with the relationships and, the matric committee and all of that. And I think season 3 kind of brings both worlds together. So in such a beautiful way, where you really are just witnessing two things happening at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. And you speak about drama. So something that's very interesting that I picked up is that, your character, of course you're the lead, but you always like surrounded amongst drama, right? So does Puleng
Yeah.
choose to follow drama, or does drama follow her?
I think drama follows her. I don't know, I might be biased because I play her and I just know her heart. But I genuinely think that drama follows her. I don't think she is out there trying to cause. I mean, you clearly see people in the show who are trying to cause drama. There are people like Leanne's character, for example. She likes to stir things up, because she runs the gossip page at the at the school.
Yeah.
So like she's someone who wants to create drama. Whereas Puleng, I don't know, man. I think she's just trying to find her sister. She's just trying to save her family, and it just so happens that she's messing with very dangerous people, and these are really serious issues. So I think drama follows after that, but I don't think she likes drama actually.
Yeah, and in terms of that, actually, the gossip page, do you somewhat feel that with this season the writers were also trying to show that it's those that are, because there's some things that are revealed, personal things that are revealed about the head girl.
Yeah.
So do you think that the writers this season were basically trying to show that like it's those that are close to you that will expose your flaws to the rest of the world? says that like, you know, to always like watch your back, and it's, you know, family and friends that could go against you.
That's interesting. I didn't think about that, but yeah, perhaps, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. And now I just want to, you know, touch on a bit of your relationship with Wade, which is which is very cute, you know. It's really cute. And I think it's undisputed that like Wade really likes you. But there's this thing.
Loves, like is an understatement. That guy's in love with Puleng.
Yeah, but I just want to know, there's this thing, your chemistry with KB is still, it's still very strong. Um, so like, yeah, what is going on there? Like, can you tell us more? Because let me tell you something quick. The audience, many of the audience, they really rooting. I mean, from the research I've done, the audience are really rooting for you and KB. But it seems like the
Yeah.
writers are playing in this narrative of you and
Me and Wade.
yeah.
You know what? I think, um, and it's a conversation I have with the writers as well. I'm like, why are we like stringing this? Like, what is the tea? Like, what's going on? I guess it's a thing of Puleng and Wade genuinely share. And you know, at the end of this series, we actually come to a conclusion to all of that, you know, with everyone. But it just feels like she loves Wade and she actually wants to give it a chance. She wants to give it a try. You know, she doesn't want to just go to KB without giving this a try and being like, okay, this is not going to work. And I think she really this season tries to do right by Wade. You know, she really cares about him and it's someone that she wants to keep in her life. So she really tries to make it work. With KB, I guess it's just that lingering thing. You know, there's always that ex, I guess, who,
Mhm.
you know, like what if, you know, when that person walks in, there's just a different aura and a connection about them. But in terms of like where the writers are taking that, guys, I have no idea. I'm just as shocked as everyone. I'm just like, what's going on here? But I think she really loves Wade and she tries to do right by him and you know, puts boundaries up with KB, but I guess it's just an undeniable thing there between
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, but don't you
Yeah.
also feel at times, I mean, this is just so usually in life, you know, people, or let me just say ladies, especially let's just say in high school, you would date someone that's like a little bit older than you, right? And then in this context, yeah,
Yeah.
well, I mean that's what would usually happen. In this context, you and Wade are like age mates, right? So I just want
Hmm.
to know though, from your side, do you not feel that Wade was a little bit too much of a innocent character or too much of a good guy, like a good boy in terms of, you know, slowing the growth of your guys' relationship?
No, I don't think so.
Mm,
Um, I think they genuinely are just friends. Like it's a thing of, and I don't think the relationship slows down. I think it actually progresses so much this season. You know, we actually see Puleng and Wade as a couple. You know, outside of investigating, we actually see them together. And you know, I was watching, I'm like, oh my gosh, like they're actually so cute. You know, there's just something so genuine about it. Where I think with KB, it was genuine as well, but it was just a bit more like not honest, you know, because she was not honest with him about a lot of things. So that like put a lot of strain in their relationship. And you know, Tandeka has a conversation with Puleng about it. I mean, yo, guys, I'm just giving away the story.
yeah,
But
don't give away.
yeah, I don't want to like tell people what I don't want to tell people what happens. But I think that Puleng and Wade's relationship is genuine. I think they really do love each other. They really try to make it work. But sometimes it's just like, dude, we're well, we'll see. We'll see how it happens. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, and do you have like any personal experience, maybe like, you know, back in your high school days, in a situation like where you could draw reference to plays some of Puleng's character traits?
um, yes and no. I think I could draw from the like experience of just, you know, going to a new school, wanting to be liked, you know, wanting to fit in. But I don't think that's really the path that Puleng took. But I could just relate on a human experience of just, you know, wanting to do right by people, you know. And yeah, I guess that, like, just being in school and trying to get through school, you know, that's a tough thing is on its own, especially at Parkhurst. But yeah, I guess that would be the experience that I drew from.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I also, I found something that's very interesting in terms of your character this season, and that is that I'm seeing you in more, I would say, action sequences, and you are involved
Yeah.
in a lot of impactful moments, and not without giving away too much. But there's a scene, it is a very impactful scene, lots of action. I want to know, did you by any chance have a stunt double?
I did. But she only did one, like, one stunt.
Okay.
And the one at the very end, the big one,
Ooh.
the fall, let's call it that.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
it was so crazy because I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I remember when we were doing the read through, there was like they were talking about it, and I was just like, there's no way I'm doing that. Like, no, like I'm not doing that. And then the day came, and then I was like, I think I want to do it actually. And they're like, it's too late because it just looks so cool. Like I was just seeing how they were rigging everything, and I
Mm,
was like, oh my gosh, I want to do this. This looks so thrilling. And I'd like done like previous stunts before, and I worked a lot with the stunt team actually, just to teach me things on the side, not even on the show. But I just thought it was so cool, and I really fell in love with like the art and craft of, you know, putting a stunt together. It's
mm,
literally like a dance.
mm.
So I'm really sad I couldn't do that, but I guess
Yeah,
I couldn't because of safety reasons.
yeah. I just want to know though, who was it, you that was in the water, or was it the stunt double?
No, it was me. I was in the water.
Oh. Isn't that scary? Like what?
No, so you know, the show. It's. I wasn't. There are a lot of ways. You know, people. I was watching. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe they pulled this shit off. Sorry, I'm not supposed to swear. But
I was just as
I was like, I
shocked. I
can't
was
believe
just
they
as
pulled.
shocked.
I'm like, I can't believe they pulled this off because everything is rigged in such a way. We shot that the scene in the water in like three different locations, just in the water. I know. So it's like I was like, shout out to you guys because like looking at it, I was like, I can't believe all of this like just it looks like one place, but it was literally three different locations that we shot that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm just
Yeah.
curious about something. That impactful moment that we spoke about, that impactful moment, like how long did it take you guys to prepare the stunts and just the blocking of that scene? Because I think it maybe could have taken days. Well, that's what I'm assuming. It just, yeah, because it was really convincing.
In the water.
No, the impactful moment.
Which one?
um
The fall?
no, the one.
Oh, the
See,
gulu gulu gulu.
I'm trying my best not to give away spoilers.
I know, I know. This is so hard. No, that did not. I mean, we shot that. It took a day for us to shoot that actually. I think yeah, it was just one day that we just shot that entire scene. And it's so crazy because it would happen like that. You would not say that whole thing took one day to shoot. But
Yeah,
yeah, we
yeah,
literally yeah, it was one day.
yeah. No, big ups to the directors and the editors that pulled it off, and of course, you guys as well. It's yeah.
Mm.
Um, there's a particular character that's now kind of your enemy. And I want to know though, like this character is we think that this character is a mastermind, but when you actually look at it in greater context, you realize that, like, hey, there's actually a bigger fish. So do you think that's like a message that the writers had to society that, you know, in life you might think that you've caught like a big fish, but there's actually like an even bigger fish that's, you know, that's actually the one that's controlling the big fish that, you know, you thought that you'd captured.
Um, I guess so. I don't know. I think are you talking about the scene at the end when we realize?
Yes, I'm talking about like
Oh, okay.
when they
Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, so I mean, obviously, I mean, I think it's things that people know, like we all know this. And I'm really proud of the writers for really going there with the story and telling it in such an authentic way, you know, and not sugarcoating how serious this thing is. And seeing that it's a whole operation, like it's a whole, I guess, this is how people make money, you know, and it's a serious business. It's not just you know, people tweeting and it's this person who catch up this person. It's like that person was sent by someone else. You know, it's a whole operations thing. And it's a lot of times people who are in power, you know, who have who we I mean, I don't want to give away the story. Oh my gosh, it's so hard doing this
it is.
interview without giving
Sorry,
away what happens in the story.
I'm
But
sorry.
it's yeah, but it literally is that thing of you know, this is a business and it's run by like some serious people who are influential, who, you know, sometimes we trust to protect us, but you know, they're just trying to make money out of this. So it like yeah, I think I'm really proud of the writers for, you know, giving that topic the respect that it deserves and honoring it and being truthful to telling that story, you know.
Mm. Yeah, you know, like I said earlier, I know that you're a, you know, you're a family-oriented woman. I know you love your mother a lot. Uh, I want you to,
Oh, I do.
yeah,
I so much I'm hoping.
no, I'm talking about as Ama Qamata. Like, I know you love your mom a lot. Yeah,
Yes, I really do, yes.
yeah. So I just want to know though, like, what was the because I know when you guys were shooting Blood and Water, like you're away from home for like months, you know. What's the biggest challenge
Yeah.
about being away from home and away from family? Yeah, while shooting.
I guess that it's just being away from home and family. I live alone, so I don't live with my family, so it's not as, you know, I'm used to it. But I think in the first two seasons, it was difficult, you know, because, you know, we really are alone out there. And that's why we are so close as the cast, because then we just have each other to lean on and to kind of share these experiences with. But yeah, it's tough. You know, you miss your family, you miss just, and my mom flies actually quite a lot to come see me, especially
Yeah.
if I'm not coping. Like if I'm just like, Mom, this is so much, like I cry or whatever, she'll like get the next flight out and be with me for like, even if it's a day, you know, but just to see me. So I'm really lucky in that sense.
Mhm. No, man, that's so nice of your mom, and I can understand how you know how difficult it is for you guys being far away from home and that. Um, but you know, speaking of family, sticking on that topic, in the trailer, you mentioned that hi guys, this is my cousin, right? So please
Hmm.
don't tell us his name and who it is, but can you just tell us, you know, like sorry, had a question for him specifically. How significant is his role this season in keeping the family together?
Oh, it's really significant.
Mm,
Obviously, you know, the family goes through something really big, and he becomes a huge support system for the family and just the man of the house in general. Um, but you know, he's really and Paul and I really clicked. You know, when we were doing the show, he's such an awesome guy and was so easy to work with. I really, you know, doing scenes with him was so much story about Paul actually. So it was such a you know, like great pleasure to see him because in season one we auditioned together
Uh,
for callbacks. And he was KB and I was Puleng. And I guess they were trying to like test our chemistry and see how it was going. And it really was just like a thing where I think they flew him to Cape Town to like audition with me. And in my mind, I thought they had casted him and they were trying to see if I was like supposed to like if I was right for him. So obviously that didn't happen. So it was just such a lovely surprise to see him like in season 3
mm,
again. And you know, he's such an amazing guy.
mm.
Yeah, we worked so well together.
So it was like you guys reunited, it was like you came full circle. I think that's really cute, man.
Yeah, it was. I know it was so cute, and oh, I mean the scenes. I really like Puleng's relationship with her cousin. I love how tight they are. I love how she has someone who has her back. You know.
Mm. And someone else who also has your back, or let me just say your brother's back, is KB. And does that score him some brownie points? Maybe we'll see you leave Wade for him.
I'm sure he wishes. I'm sure he wishes that's what happens, but we'll find out. He's not out of the doghouse yet. I mean, his parents are literally the dodgiest people
Yeah.
in South Africa. So we'll see. And he goes through a lot as well. Like KB's character goes through a lot in just recognizing and like confronting the truth about his family. I think this season was it's my favorite season, honestly. I think out of all 3 seasons, this is my favorite.
Oh, that's exciting. I think many people are going to be looking even more forward to it now that you're saying it's your favorite one. Just before we
No, it is.
we'll wrap just now. But I wanted to like I don't know, man, but I just felt that do you think was it intentional for the writers to give Fikile some of your character traits? Because I think this season, like she was more investigative and she does more soul searching and more finding. So was that intentional to like, kind of give because in the previous seasons I feel like she was kind of withdrawn.
Yeah. I mean, I guess she's the one who's looking this season. The previous seasons, Puleng was looking for her sister, and now Fikile wants answers about what happened to her mother. Where's her dad? Um, so she's the one who needs to do the work now. So yeah, I think that's what it is,
Mm.
and I think she does a really lovely job at doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Last question for you. You have stepped in the shoes of Zozi Tunzi, where you're impersonating Miss Universe for a photo shoot, right? So
Yes.
I want to know though, I want to bring it back in the context of Blood and Water. Can you just describe for an ordinary person what it would feel like for them if they were to step into like the character of Puleng or step into Puleng's wardrobe.
What it would feel like?
Yeah, like can you just describe like similar to like how you
Yeah.
felt when you stepped into Miss Universe's attire and stuff. How would it feel for someone if they were to step into into a Puleng's character?
Oh, child, it's a roller coaster. Okay, it's a lot of pressure. It's and I'm speaking as just like an actress, stepping obviously stepping into that role. It's a lot of pressure, because I guess Puleng in some ways like her story like it's always intense. Like I was even saying to Nosip the other day, I'm like, bro, there's no scene where Puleng's laughing. Like we've never seen Puleng laugh. Like we don't know how she smiles. Like what is that like? And it's such a weird thing, but it really is intense and it's scary for me sometimes. I remember like beginning of the season, I was literally like having a panic attack and I called Nasipo. I was crying. I was like, why are you guys doing this to me? Like, how can I pull this off? How am I gonna be able to do this? And she like I think she was in a meeting when I called her and she literally left the meeting, came to my hotel room, and she was like just trying to calm me down and be like, you can do this. We would not give you something that we don't think that you can handle. But it's a lot. because it's constantly having to be vulnerable, having to just put yourself out there. And I get frustrated sometimes because there are days you're shooting and I'm not emotional on that day. Like, I don't feel like crying, and but that's what the scene requires. And it's a lot of courage, and you're doing it in front of so many people who are just working. We're doing it on such a limited amount of time, so it's a lot of pressure. But I think once you get it, and once you surrender to the process, it's the most thrilling. And like, I had a couple of breakthroughs this season, like playing Puleng. She has like freed me from so much that I didn't even know that I was going through. So, but it's a journey to get there. Like, it's not easy.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, for joining us. Yeah, you killed it. You killed it in season 3, and I know the world's
Thank
gonna
you.
love you. The world is absolutely gonna love you, and keep doing what you do. You're inspiring many people out.
Thank you so much.
Um,
Want to say thank you as well for taking the time to interview me. And I've been watching like your tweets, and I know about you and I read your articles. So I really do. And I think thank you so much for just like keeping the South African film culture alive, and taking it serious. I really love these questions. Sometimes you get on interview and they ask you about like what's your favorite color, and you're just like, oh my God. But I just think that these were really insightful, and continue doing what you're doing.
thank you, Amma. Thank you.